Hi everyone, Rachel from North Brisbane Psychologists here. Today I thought I'd make a video about the differences between gratitude and toxic positivity. This has become a phrase in the last few years, toxic positivity, and I'd like to sort of define what I think it is and the difference between gratitude practice, which I recommend regularly to clients, and we have research data that suggests that gratitude practice is very helpful for our mental health and very helpful for changing some of the pathways in our brain. Gratitude practice has actually been shown to cause neurological changes in just a month or two. I'd also like to introduce you to my cat, Nellie, who's kind of our therapy cat here at one of our Stafford Heights offices. So if she sort of video bombs this video by walking back and forth, I do apologize in advance. So gratitude to me is a refocusing away from our brain's natural negativity bias, which means our brain's evolutionary tendency to focus on threat, danger, negativity, jump to the worst possible conclusions. You know, this bias, this tendency helped us survive in our evolution. A rustle in the bushes could be nothing, could be a snake. Jump to the worst conclusion, get out of there, increase your chances of survival, pass on your genes, pass on the genetic tendency towards negativity and jumping to negative conclusions. Blip on the horizon, could be nothing, could be a predator, jump to the worst conclusion, get out of there. It's a survival tactic. So nowadays we do tend to still have this negativity bias. We think the worst, we focus on the negatives, we focus on the potential threats, and perhaps we focus on what we don't have that we want, what we've lost that we wanted to keep, or what we haven't yet attained that we were hoping, to get. So there's a lot to say about how this kind of relentless hope and expectation that all humans have, that our life would have turned out differently, or that we would have got the thing we so hoped to get, the person, the job, the situation that we hoped for didn't eventuate. I mean, this is part of the human condition, and we all experience grief and disappointment. Oh, there she goes, under the table. That is very easy to focus on naturally, so don't beat yourself up if your mind veers into the gutter of negative thinking, predicting the worst or thinking that everything's bad. Gratitude practice is about refocusing the mind on what I haven't yet lost, what I still have, what I have achieved, what did go well today. And the exercise I sometimes give my clients is to, at the end of every day, write down 3 things that went well today and why they went well. So not just the 3 things that were good or that went well, but why. The why is important because it's probably the case that those 3 things went well because you did something or someone else did something that you can appreciate or feel thankful for. So try that out, 3 things at the end of each day that went well for you that day. Now, how is this different to toxic positivity? Toxic positivity to me is about repressing grief, repressing anger, repressing disappointment, which are all natural human feelings, and overlaying them with positive thinking. Chin up, be stoic, don't focus on the negatives. It's a kind of a denial that life is full of disappointment and grief and frustration. So what my advice is that you don't repress or deny the reality of grief, disappointment, and frustration. Don't force yourself to be positive. Don't overlay your emotional pain with this toxic positivity. If you're feeling a sadness or a grief or a disappointment, sit with that for a while. Journal about it. Talk about it. Let yourself feel your feelings. And as a counterbalance to all of the pain and suffering of life, remember that there is beauty in the world. Remember that despite what the news feed might kind of tell you, the 24-hour news cycle, might lead you to believe, it's not all disaster and negative. Yes, there are wars. Yes, bad things happen to people in the world, but people help each other every day. There is cooperation in the world, and there still is beauty in the world. And there are still many things to be thankful or grateful for. So by writing those down, refocusing your mind on those, here we go, we're about to get cat bombed. Maybe you have a pet, and maybe your pet is something that you can be really grateful for. Or maybe, someone was kind to you. Maybe you had a win. Maybe you just cleaned your kitchen or tidied out your garage. These are the kind of mundane things that I'm thinking, that you could be writing on your list of 3 things every day. That you have legs that work, that you live in a country where there's no civil war, that you have food in your fridge, clean water in your tap. There are many things, hundreds of things to be grateful for. That's not toxic positivity. So I hope that distinction helps. And the test is always in the body. You can feel if you're repressing emotion because you feel constricted, you feel tense, you feel tight. Whereas a genuine gratitude practice, a refocusing of the mind on the things that you do have to be thankful for, this feels different. This doesn't feel like tightening and constriction and repression. This feels like a heart opening. So notice the difference in how it feels in your body and mind, and you may really get clear on the difference between gratitude, which is a wonderful practice, and fake positivity. I'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below about any of this. And until next time, bye for now.